Welcome back to the channel. This is Pody with Upstate Outside. A company called Cybertake reached out to me to test and review their newest air conditioner slash electric heater that's completely portable that we can use while we're outside off-grid at the campground. I kind of figured what better way to show you how this unit actually works than just bringing you to our most recent camping trip and just showing you how we set it up and how we found it the most useful in our situation. And now your situation could look completely different, but I want to kind of show you the different ways that you can use this unit. All right, so this is the actual unit itself, and might I just say the packaging for this unit was top notch. I could not have been happier how well protected it was. Anyway, this is the unit. You kind of got two options in terms of how you can use this thing. So option one is you can put this unit inside the camper or inside your tent, or you know, if you're an overlander, you can put it inside your vehicle and have the two hoses that come with it. And I'll kind of demonstrate what that looks like out at the campsite. You can either have them exhaust out of the camper, or you can actually put this unit outside and have these two hoses come inside your camper. One is going to be pulling air from the camper, and the other one is going to be blowing cold air into your camper. Something this unit also has, in addition to the air conditioning, is it also has heat, which we will probably not use, but I just want to kind of touch on that. We're not going to be testing that in this video. We're just going to be testing the air conditioning component of it. The unit also comes with a kind of a power bank that you're going to need to either have plugged into an AC outlet on a power station, or they do on the website I saw have like a DC converter. Should you only have DC power, they do have like an amplifier of some kind that you can use to power the unit as well. So this is the drain hose that you'll need for the unit, especially if you're using the air conditioning. I don't think you're going to need it for the heat, but you're definitely going to need this for the air conditioning. Remote for the unit. And then it comes with two face plates. If you're going to be using the setup where you have the unit inside your camper, you're going to be using a base plate that's going to go on the back, and that's going to be exhausting your hoses out. Conversely, if you want to have your unit outside the camper with your hoses coming inside the camper, there's going to be another adapter that's going to go on the front here, which you're going to use to bring those hoses inside. So they click into place. They're very solid. I have no concerns about them breaking. The unit is very light. It's about 25 pounds, so easily can pick up, no problem. I think that's really it for now. So we're going to kind of jump right into our most recent camping trip and just kind of show you our setup and how we used it, and I hope you find this helpful. I ended up putting the unit outside, and the reason why I'm comfortable putting it outside is because of the IPX4 rating that the unit has, meaning it can withstand a considerable amount of splashing and rain and all that stuff. But the way I have it set up here is I have my little custom shelf that I built for the camper a couple years ago. I have the unit just sitting here perfectly. I have both my exhaust and my intake here coming up through the side, and I had to use a bungee cord to just create a tighter seal, and I actually have a couple kind of towels stuffed in the side here just to make sure no critters come up and get in here. But this, I have an extension cord which runs inside to my portable battery bank. I'm using the Blue Eddy AC180. It's a good amount of power, and let's face it, if you're using the unit in the summer, it's going to be hot. You're going to be drawing a lot of power. However, usually when there's heat, there's sun. So if you have any kind of solar setup, you can easily recharge and top off your battery banks. So I have the unit set to 72 right now. You can see my drain hose that I have coming down here, which is perfect. And I will just kind of go show you how much wattage this is using right now. I have the fan speed on 2. The baby's about to take a nap. Don't mind the chaos of this camper. This is real life. We're actually on a camping trip at the moment. So this is not on eco mode right now, but that's using 240 watts an hour. This battery's, let's see, almost 1200 watts. So at this speed, I would get 6 hours of runtime, but typically we wouldn't be running this all during the day because we don't spend the day inside the camper. We're outside. We usually open all those screens up and let the airflow come through. But this is the middle of the day. It's almost 2 o'clock right now, so I think that's pretty good. So this is where I got it coming into the camper. This hose here is blowing out. Oh, that feels so nice. The ice cold air. I have the other tube right down there that's just pulling air from inside the camper. I just wanted it kind of out of the way, that way nobody fusses with it. I have 3 young kids, so I didn't really want to have them fiddling this in any way. I had the unit inside the camper and I had it right here. The reason why I liked it in here, in addition to just the convenience of being able to manually program things, is I had both the hoses fit perfectly behind my galley kitchen here, and then I just exhausted them out the side there. The problem I had, which was probably fixable, is the drain hose that came with the unit was not long enough to reach the outside of the camper there. It does have a built-in reservoir, but I don't know how much it can hold. And I just did not want to have to deal with taking the hose off, hooking it up, dumping it out into the sink. One other thing that I thought of, kind of as I had the unit inside and I had the hoses exhausting outside, was one of the hoses is an intake, one of them is an exhaust. And I was just thinking that, given that there's so many bugs around, I wonder if any of them are going to get kind of like sucked up. It's just me being weird, but I wonder, hey, it's a real thought. But it does have a filter, which is removable, and you can clean those. That air just feels so nice. And so this hose is actually pretty long. What I will probably do during the peak of the summer is I'll actually bring this hose and just put it more towards the middle of the camper. But for now, it's fine. What we'll do is we usually put a fan right here on the corner of the sink at nighttime just to blow the cool air to the other end of the cabin. The nice thing about this unit is it's kind of like a plug and play. I did not have to put any holes in the camper. They do have some things that you can kind of make for yourself where you can attach it to just kind of go through your screen, but I opted to go with the setup that I did. I feel like my wife would have loved to have this our first year camping when she was pregnant, because she would have just taken this hose and just had it blow on her face the whole time while she was sitting on the bunk end while she was 7-8 months pregnant. But I think it's going to be a great addition to our camping supply, to our camping arsenal of things that we enjoy using and things that just make our trips more enjoyable. If you are going dry camping, kind of like we do, like most tenters are, you are going to need some kind of portable battery bank / solar system to power the unit. If you end up camping with full electric sites, I envy you in some way, because you could just keep this thing cranking the whole day and just have your camper a nice 70 degrees during the peak of summer. I have this on normal operating mode, but if you put it on eco mode when you go to bed, I think they're saying you can get about 10 hours of usage for 1 kilowatt of power. So it's 1,000 watts of power for 10 hours of cool temp. So that's awesome. And then you can just recharge your battery during the day after that, depending on the size unit that you have. Just an update. I put it on eco mode and it's pulling about 100 watts an hour. So I would say the assessment of 1,000 watts over 10 hours is completely accurate. I'll kind of show you the remote that they sent with the unit. All of the things that you can do while you're on the unit, you can control from here. So given that I chose the setup that I did, I will keep this inside the camper with me. And the nice thing about this is it's magnetic, so I can just stick it to my door. It tells you the relative humidity in the air right now, as well as the current temperature. And I think it's awesome. And I'm so happy they sent me this to try out. And I definitely know we're gonna get a lot of use out of it. Another reason I chose to put this unit here, up here on the shelf, as opposed to kind of just out and about anywhere is, you know, with the pop-up here, it's got its own covering here. So even if it does downpour, the unit's not going to get wet. And if it's like a heavy downpour and the water's just splashing around like it was on our last camping trip, I have no concerns given that it's got that IPX4 rating. I know all the parts and mechanics inside of it are going to be safe. Yeah, I put this on the non-street side of our camper, so we can't even see these tubes coming in. The unit is very quiet. I'll get my microphone kind of right next to here. It sounds just like a little portable fan. It's awesome. We're going back inside. Another pro of this unit, in addition to the obvious things, it cools. It also heats. I'm not going to use the heating function a whole heck of a lot. We have a propane heater inside our camper, so we don't really have any need to use the heating function of it. But things go wrong. Our hot water tank actually started leaking this trip. So things do go wrong while you're on the campsite, so that would be a really nice backup to have. This feels so nice. The baby is looking to come in the camper because she's ready for her nap. So I'll kind of show you all the things that came with this unit when we get back home. I'll just lay it all out for you. I'll show you the nice travel bag that they sent me, just kind of how everything packs up. And all right, we are back home. On my doorstep was this sweet military colored green, army green colored case for the air conditioner. I'll kind of just show you the way I did it. I don't know the way to properly pack this, but I feel like this is kind of the way that I packed this up because I'm only bringing what I need. Some elastic straps with some buckles on it. So in this bag, I have the drain hose. I have the faceplate for the setup that I'm going to use. If I was going to be using it where I was going to have the unit inside my camper, I would get the other faceplate, which goes on the kind of like the exhaust side of the unit, and that way the cold air comes out of the front of the unit. But I'm not using that, so I'm not bringing that. And then I have both my hoses. So I have my small hose kind of tucked inside my big hose for now with the corresponding, I don't know what these are. These are kind of like the connectors that connects the hose to the unit. Clasps? I don't know what the official name for it is, but anyway, these screw on and then this screws onto your unit. So that's what I have in this bag. I don't know if this bag is waterproof. I don't think it would be. In this little side pouch here, I have the actual power supply. I plug into my battery or the house. This has a connector, and then the power supply connects to the unit. Inside this main pouch is where I actually keep the air conditioner itself. So if you've watched any of my videos, you will see organization is a big part of what I do because I don't have a lot of space with the pop-up camper. I have the camper and I have the back of my truck and the top of my truck because we all like to take one vehicle when we ride. So having everything organized and in one spot, it just makes one less thing that you can forget when you go camping. Anyway, that's kind of it. We used it last night, the night before checkout, and it actually ended up turning off because it got to temperature in the camper, and it just kept it super comfortable, especially over on the other side. Like I said, if it's going to be really warm, I'll probably extend that hose to come into the middle of my camper to just kind of spread the air throughout. But just having it on the one bunk end, my wife tends to like it a little bit cooler than I do, so having that on her side and then just blowing a fan across is more than sufficient for me and the bigs on the other side. So key takeaways for this unit is at nighttime, which is when you're primarily going to be using this, it only draws about 1,000 watts overnight for 10 hours, which is more than enough for sleeping time. The IPX4 rating is huge, especially if you are camping and you are keeping the unit outside like me. It rains in the mountains. It's a given. So having that rating is super helpful. If you do have the luxury of plugging into shore power, then the rapid cooling mode on this will be huge. You can just set it to max, blowing your fan at the max speed and not have any concern about power. But if you are running on a solar setup like we are, you have to be a little bit more conservative with your usage with the unit, and you have to pick your times when you want to use it. Yeah, it's lightweight. So 25 pounds, light enough for anybody to pick up, carry around, move around. And I know we're going to get a lot of use of it because we are coming into the heat of summer now, thank goodness, because it's been an awful year. weather-wise for us, and we are really excited to get this put into use. So I would say this unit would be for you if you are a kind of like off-the-grid type camper like we are, if you have a small pop-up camper that doesn't have an AC unit on it, or you are in a tent, because tents get blistering hot in the summer, and this is going to be a good way to keep it cool. If you're interested in this unit, I'm going to drop a link in the comments below, give you a discount code. Any purchases support the channel. That's that. So I appreciate you guys coming and checking this out, and if this is for you, try it out. Thanks for watching. We can't wait to see you in the next one.